Well, what can you say? Holger Rune beats Novak Djokovic in the final to win the Paris Masters. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. One of the all-time great runs we've seen from anyone to win a Masters 1000. Holger beat 5 top 10 players to win this week, including or not including Stan Wawrinka, who he beat in the first round. So absolutely incredible scenes. Djokovic, classy as always in defeat. But the question is, how did Rune do this? How did he beat Djokovic when Djokovic had 12 breakpoint chances during the match and he only had 3? He was more clutch. Let's get into what I mean here on the slice. I'm going to explain how this match went down, what it means for Holger, and still what it means for Djokovic. Is he the real number one? Let's get into it. Welcome to the slice. Wow, what a match, hey? What a final. The match between Holger and Djokovic that just went down was weirdly similar to the match that Djokovic played in the semifinals against Tsitsipas, where Djokovic was a much better player in the first set, and then starting into the second set, it looked like Djokovic was just going to run away with the match, and it wouldn't be super competitive or entertaining. And then, just like Stefanos was, Holger was able to get a break, get the crowd into it, and get Djokovic off of his level and really get into the match. And then we progressed deep into the third set, where that was one of the most incredible endings to a match, just like the Djokovic beating Tsitsipas with Djokovic's insane defense, tough rallies. Same thing happened today with Rune coming out on top, saving I think it was 6 breakpoint chances in that final game to then go on and clinch on his second championship point. But my, oh my, insane, absolutely insane. So welcome to the slice. If you're new here, thanks for being here. Subscribe, hit the like button, and BetStamp is our presenting sponsor. If you bet on tennis, make sure that you use BetStamp. It's a free app where you can see all the odds from each different sports book before you make a bet. So, for example, on tennis matches specifically, there's a wide range of odds for the same bet, which is crazy. So instead of getting 2 times your money, you could get 4 times your money for the same bet. So if you want to do that, use BetStamp, line shop for the best odds, and that is the way to do it. Link below. Use the code SLICETENNIS. But slicing tennis is what happened today. Holger Rune beats Novak Djokovic to win the Paris Masters. These are the types of things that Holger Rune's been dreaming of since he was a little kid. But when we first spoke in 2020, early 2020, when Holger Rune was he's been on the slice. You guys have seen him here on our show multiple times. He touted to us when he was 800 in the world, and he just said, my goal is to be multiple Grand Slam champion, world number 1. And he just talked about, he wants to be playing on the biggest stages, playing the biggest guys. And obviously this was that. Playing Novak Djokovic, arguably the greatest of all time, in Paris in a 3-set classic, just amazing match. That's what he plays for. So, if you're a fan of Holger Rune, I know he's a controversial player now as far as personality goes, but how can you not love the kid's work ethic and grinding out there, and his game? Just unbelievable forehand and backhand. We'll get more into the backhand, but just what a run from him. Like I said, he beat 5 top 10 opponents and Wawrinka to win the Paris Masters. He's won 19 of his last 21 matches. So this kid is just absolutely on cloud 9 right now, playing the best tennis of his career by far. And the way he's getting some of these matches or wins was amazing. Yesterday, so back up a little bit to the semifinals, where Holger beat our guy, Felix Auger-Aliassime, in the semifinals. He was just so locked in the entire match. He kind of took Felix by surprise, got him on the back foot early, and then there's just nowhere to hide in Holger's game. His backhand is huge, his forehand is massive, and his backhand is literally as good as it gets, basically, on the ATP Tour. And I think today, Holger's backhand was actually better than Novak's. It was a bigger factor coming down the stretch. Djokovic, he's known for the guy who can just take the ball up the line, crack open a rally, and just really do that more consistently and more accurately and better than anyone has seen in history. And Holger has a very similar backhand, as he can just swing through it freely, perfect techniques, similar techniques. and Holger's not afraid to take it up the line at all, and it surprised Djokovic a little bit today in some big moments. So let's just get into how this match went down. First of all, set by set. So set one, Djokovic, perfect. Like I said, Holger was tight. He didn't have a great serve. And then, so that was a pretty quick first set. Djokovic was the much better player. And then, like I said, it seemed like Djokovic was just going to maybe take it wouldn't blow any of our minds, right? If Djokovic just took over the match and just won it pretty easily, 6-3, 6-2, whatever. Holger Rune's 19. Everyone would have given him a pass and said, great tournament. But Holger finds a way to get a break early and save some break points early in the second set. I think it was like save break points and then break, which is classic. But Holger started to serve much better too there, started to hit with this or play with the serve that we all saw all week, which has just gotten so much better through the year. It's now like a huge serve on the ATP Tour, especially his second serve everyone's talking about. So he saved 3 break points at the beginning of that set, and then Djokovic got a little bit lost, and Holger started to play free, started to play big, and started to play like I thought he could, being just as dangerous as Djokovic was from the baseline and almost outpowering Djokovic from the baseline a little bit in that second set. Third set, again, Djokovic was probably the better player in the third set. He had way more breakpoint chances, just wasn't able to convert them as much. He got actually up an early break, and then Holger was able to break back, and then Holger went up the break kind of shockingly at 5-all to then serve for the match. And that's when the match got crazy. In the penultimate game, Holger, I think, saved 6 break points, had 2 championship points on himself, and there was just points at the in this match where you, throughout our time watching Novak Djokovic do his thing on the ATP Tour, you just feel like when Djokovic is going to find what he needs, even if he's gone down a break, even if he's played a bad match. Did any of us really expect when he got broken there at 5-all? He looked not rattled. He didn't get angry. He just came back out, and I was like, it's going to be really hard to serve this out for Holger. And it was, because Djokovic forced 6 break points. But unlike Djokovic normally, he was not clutching those points. Holger played some good points, but there was one when Holger approached the net. I think it was like the 4th break point or something, and it was not a good approach shot at all. Djokovic had a backhand, pretty routine pass, and he just kind of pushed it, got out in front of it, pushed it wide, and that's not stuff you're used to seeing from Djokovic, who is normally known as the clutch king. But Djokovic was not clutch today, and Holger was saving all those break points and just playing awesome. And Holger also broke 3 out of 3 break points that he forced in the whole match. So he was just ruthless when he got to break point. So anyways, let's look at a few of the stats that they show here on ATP TV. So Djokovic was the better server through the match, but an interesting stat here is, the main one here is the 3 for 3 break points for Rune on the match, and only 2 for 12 break points for Djokovic, which is just, like we said, not normal. But this stat is more interesting. 43 winners for Holger, huge. More backhand winners, 17 backhand winners. That is insane. Djokovic, only 6 backhand winners. So both had 20 forehand winners, but Rune had 11 more backhands. So like I said, Rune's backhand was the bigger, better, more influential backhand on the court today, which is just crazy to say when the opponent is Novak Djokovic. And then the other really interesting stat here is baseline points won. Holger won more baseline points, and he also won more points at the net, showing off just an incredible all-round game for someone like Alcaraz, who's 19. These guys have amazing all-round games, and just the brand of tennis they play, and Holger plays, and Holger played this week. So exciting to watch. So just incredible from Holger. He was the clutch king today. He's the new guy. He's the guy where, I think throughout this year, he won the title beating Zverev in Munich. And then he won in Stockholm, which I watched, beating Tsitsipas live. Crazy town. And then, he just comes now and really steps up to the big leagues and beats Novak Djokovic in the finals of the Paris Masters, which is just crazy. So his progression is now, he's no longer on the come up. Now he's just one of the guys like Alcaraz. It's crazy that Alcaraz is number 1, but Holger Rune is now number 10 in the world. He's made it to the top 10. He's won 3 titles this year. So those two 19-year-olds are absolutely just, they're not even like next gen anymore. They're just now gen. They're at the top of the game, beating the best players in the world, beating the GOATs. It's just crazy. So all hats off to Holger Rune, who stopped Djokovic's quest for another title here in his also amazing year. So yeah, Holger Rune, friend of the show. We've had him on here many times. Go watch his interviews that we've done together. But I'm just going to talk now for a quick second about Djokovic, who I was preparing for when I, expected Djokovic to win this match. I was preparing to make a video called "Is Djokovic the real number one?" And, there's some crazy stats to support him, basically, I think, being still the real number one. The rankings, unfortunately, in 2022 are not super accurate to the level of player. Obviously, Djokovic was not able to compete in Australia or the US Open, and he also missed 4 Masters 1000s. So that is 10,000 points that he did not compete for. Yet, Djokovic still qualifies on his own merit for the ATP finals, not having to use the exemption where if you win a slam and you're in the top 20, then you automatically qualify for the ATP finals. So that's an incredible, incredible feature where all of his other opponents in that top 8, maybe except for Nadal, who's been injured, he missed a few Masters 1000s as well. But Djokovic, played way less tournaments, still got just as many points. So that's incredible to me. So I think the debate is valid for who the real number one is. Alcaraz is the number one, and he's with him not playing in the ATP finals, he could lose that number one spot. I think Nadal could get it or Tsitsipas could get it, but he's the number one right now, and that's fair. He should be. Has the most points in the ranking, but he's going to have back that up now in 2023, and I think he's going to be up to the task. But Djokovic, you can make an easy argument for him still being the best player on earth. I think when people ask me who's the best tennis player currently right now in the game, I'm still probably going to say Novak Djokovic. That's not a slight against Carlos Alcaraz. It's just the way the rankings are going right now. And I just wanted to give some credit where credit's due to Djokovic being able to qualify on his own merit for the ATP finals without having played 2 of the majors for the Masters. So that's incredible. But the man of the night is Holger Rune. Absolutely insane to win a Masters 1000 at 19 years old, but mainly to do it beating 5 top 10 players and Novak Djokovic in the final in the way that he did. Just incredible. So what do you think about Holger Rune? Guys, you guys have been watching him for a long time. You've been watching our channel. So how surprised are you? Are you shocked? What did you think about his level? Just awesome stuff. So congrats, Holger. Congrats to his whole team who we know. And yeah, I'm excited to see the ATP finals now go down. We got Holger as the first alternate. Taylor Fritz is now in. Felix Auger-Aliassime is in. Alcaraz is out, unfortunately, but it's going to be a great ATP finals ender. This week, I'm heading to the Billie Jean King Cup in Scotland, actually, to cover Team Canada. So stay tuned to our website, my Twitter, and all of the above for that. But that's my recap of the match. How Holger Rune beat Djokovic. He was better from the baseline today. I thought his backhand made a huge difference, and he was just more clutch in the big moments. And that was the difference today. Not much of one, but a slight one. And pretty crazy to see Holger Rune beat one of his idols, Novak Djokovic. We'll see you next time here on The Slice, guys. Thanks for watching.